What's going on, Poke people? We are going to get straight into this one today. We're going to be talking about overthinking and why it is absolutely killing you guys in the Pokemon world right now. So no fancy intros. Just want to say this is Steel City Stacks. My name is Steve. I have an online Pokemon card store I started 6 months ago. Been making content. Was out of town for a couple days. I'm ready to get back into it because a lot has happened and there are just a bunch of things that we need to talk about. So we are going to focus this one on overthinking and why it directly affects you guys and why you need to not overthink about what is happening right now in the Pokemon card market. So a quick little background. I was away for a couple days and I tried to stay away from all of the news and stuff that was going on. I could tell that there were things that were starting to bubble up, and it's just something that I had on my list that I wanted to talk about and really just kind of go over it with you guys, because there are some main things that we are really overthinking here. And it primarily has to do with the price of singles and sealed product. Now, I know everyone's aware that certain cards, certain sets, certain boxes, types of sets like ETBs versus booster boxes, they've gone up, right? But the thing that we all need to just chill out on is one big misconception that I just I think people seem to forget pretty frequently, and that is scarcity. Scarcity is the number one thing out there that controls this market, at least right now in 2025. There's not a single other thing out there that affects the prices of what we're seeing skyrocket quite like scarcity. Now, what is scarcity? How does it come about? Well, scarcity is just a lack of product. It is a lack of, like Surging Sparks or Destined Rivals, Prismatic Evolutions, whatever it would be. And there's not a lot of it on the market. And people panic and they're like, oh, this is a surefire investment. I'm going to go and just purchase all of this stuff. And I see it everywhere right now. And I spent some time in airports and catching up on videos. And it's everywhere right now. Everyone, the comment sections of all these videos, what do I do? How can I avoid this? And guys, it's just so simple. You cannot fall for the FOMO. You cannot fall for the scarcity, right? Recognize that things are scarce for a reason. What are the main sets and boxes that are going ballistic right now? Anything Sword and Shield and older, pretty much anything that's in the current block that's going out, the G block, I think, or whatever it is, of the Paradox Rift, and whenever that's ending, all of that, of course, Destined Rivals, sure, but they all have one thing in common, guys. Aside from Destined Rivals, it's just new and hot, but they all have scarcity in common, all of them. Paldea Evolved, Scarlet Violet Base, Crown Zenith, Fusion Strike, Evolving Skies, all of it, Lost Origin. They all have scarcity. There's not a lot of product left. And the thing that I saw all last week before I left was all the PC ETBs, and they're going crazy right now. Why? Why? Because they're scarce, because there's no product out there. They're not reprinting it, right? I have 3 of them right here. That's all I managed to get so far because it's a scarce asset. Everybody wants it. And it's fine, right? It's how it goes. But scarcity is just it's the driving force behind this right now. And I think you guys are overthinking it just ever so slightly. If you want to think about all the singles, well, why are the singles going up in price? Right? They're like, why? What's not even just the singles, but the boxes, why? Why is everything going up? Aside from scarcity, there's got to be something else. What is it? There's big money coming into Pokemon, and there already was, don't get me wrong. I'm a very big advocate of believing that Pokemon is a revolving door, and new people like myself come in here and we make content, we talk about it, we try and promote ourselves, and we try to, give a service and entertainment to you guys and blah, blah, blah. But then for every one of me, there's 100 or 1,000 even just normal people that come in and out of the hobby. But of those 1,000, I would bet you there's at least 10 to 25 of those 1,000 that have serious spending power. And they come in here and they wipe stuff out, and it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that you see Rudy from Alpha Investments talk about, oh, well, if you see a dip in this, you guys should buy it. I mean, I think in one of his videos, he literally got super close to the camera, was like, hey guys, let me tell you again, really slowly, every time something goes down in Pokemon right now, you should buy it. And credit to him, because he's been doing this for so long. It's so obvious. And I'm not saying this in any type of way that's trying to like diminish anyone's opinions or thoughts, but it's so simple. It's just there. And we think, oh, well, it's going to be because of this and this. It's really popular in this and the artwork and da. It's the Magic Harp from Paldea Evolved. It's all of it, but it's much more streamlined and simplistic than that, guys. They're valuable, and people know that now. What happens when something's hot for this long? Like it's when I'm recording this, it's September 1st, it's Labor Day in 2025. This has been going on for 9 months now, probably longer. I got into this in November of 2024 and it was hot. It was probably hot all the way back up through October. In the later part of September. We're almost a full year into this now. You think people don't have any idea? Something stays hot for this long. Oh, well, it must be a fluke, right? No. Big money's come in here and they're wiping stuff out. Rip shippers, they come in. They buy out people's collections and they buy out product on TCG Player and eBay and everything else. Why? Because they have to give it to their people. They have businesses to run. And it's one of those things that it was frustrating me being away, because I'm watching this stuff and I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, what is happening here? From the tariff situation to, you know, all the PC ETBs that are getting pumped up to the moon, to the booster boxes going crazy, to some of the older sets going crazy. Everyone's wondering, I wonder why this is happening. Well, it's because things are scarce, because people are coming in and they're buying it. And there's no more product. There's no more. So, this isn't a complaining video. It's just I want you guys to understand that it has to be streamlined, right? You're thinking it has to be streamlined. It has to get from point A to point B, and you can't let all this other noise and distraction come in here and dissuade you from what you're actually seeing. 9 times out of 10, when you think of an answer to a problem, you're probably correct, right? When you take multiple choice tests in school, you have all these different choices and you're like, oh, I think it's this one. And then you sit there and you're like, oh, but is it? I don't know. And then you start to second guess yourself. Then you'll start thinking about it more. And then you let all these other influences come in. And then you're like, oh, well, I actually don't know what the answer is. And then you get your test back or whatever you're doing. And it turns out that your first answer was correct. And that's how this is. It's the best analogy that I could give. What you guys are seeing, it's not a facade. It's real. It's tangible. It's here. People are coming in. Kevin O'Leary's talking about sports cards. If you guys don't know who that is, he's a billionaire from Shark Tank. He has businesses and all this other stuff. Big money. Recently, him and his group bought a $12 million Kobe, and I think it was a Michael Jordan card. It's like $12 million. And he's like, oh, well, sports cards are an asset class that I think are undervalued. And it just sounded like this bell because it was on, I believe, CNBC, all their stock stuff. And now everything's kind of going crazy. Is it a coincidence? No, it's not a coincidence. Right? He just told the whole world, hey guys, there's this new asset class called sports cards and trading cards. And you see it in Magic, and I'm not going to talk about Magic because I don't know the first thing about Magic, but I hear about it just as much as I do with Pokemon, and it's also going crazy. But again, it's frustrating because I don't want you guys to overthink this. I want you guys to be able to collect and get what you want, right? I don't buy these boxes behind me just for fun, right? I'm not doing it because I'm bored. I'm doing it because I'm trying to provide a service to you guys. I'm trying to get you guys product at reasonable prices. And I'm trying to help streamline the process, even if it's just one more seller in the arena or market, whatever you want to call it. I want you guys to be able to kind of just do what you need to do and not overthink it and not be like, oh, this is crazy. I don't know how this is happening. Why is this happening? It's because things are scarce. It's because big money's coming in here. And it's because people like myself come on here and they talk about it 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 some more. And you guys are inundated with so much information that you don't know what to do because you're hearing so many different things. And it's just too much. And I'm not claiming at all, that I know what's best, that I have every answer. But I just want you guys to figure out a process. If it's with me, great. I hope you stick around. Because I want to figure this out with you guys as much as you probably do. But if you go and you listen, if you like listening to anybody, pick your favorite person to listen to, and that's your person. Good, awesome. Just make sure that you don't devoutly listen to them like what they say is the absolute truth. Be curious, listen to other people, but always, always don't overthink it. Do not let all of this information come in and block you from what you want to learn, from what you want to focus. Right? I learned this with Pat Flynn's book. If you guys don't know who Pat Flynn is, it's the guy behind Deep Pocket Monsters. Had a book come out this year. It's called Lean Learning. It helps so much. It was all about too much information and overthinking and all this other stuff. And I think now's the time to mention it because I don't know if it was just because it was a holiday weekend or whatever. Maybe people are traveling and they have more time to comment and do this and blah, blah, blah. It's crazy. It's crazy right now. I have to laugh about it and be like, oh, well, I finally have a platform to talk about it now and I can try and reach some people, right? Even if this reaches like 20 people, cool, awesome. You guys made it this far into this video, thank you. I'm glad you're listening to this. But I hope if you are listening at this point, I hope you're serious about this because you like it. Or maybe you're a business person and you want to follow me along on this journey. You want to see me crash and fail or crash and burn, whatever. But just make sure you guys are sticking with what you know, right? It's okay to get out of your comfort zone, but just realize that most of what is happening in front of you is actually what's happening. And there's nothing crazy. It's not like some weird force coming in. There are people trying to pump up the market, sure, and make their quick tendies, as it's called, sure. But big money's coming in, and they're wiping up all of the scarce assets. And it's causing those scarce assets to rise in price because there's less and less on the market with each passing day. And until we get to a point where Pokemon comes in and they wipe everything out and they reset the market, even slightly, not a complete nuke, but just a reset to a more reasonable price, we have to be careful and we have to just focus on what we know and focus on not overthinking. So that's all I wanted to say in this video. I hope you guys stay in your lanes. You look for knowledge, but you always remember where you're at. You remember who your people are. And just trust yourself to make the right decision. Don't overthink what is happening. Do not get caught in the FOMO. I cannot stress it enough. Just because something's going up, if you don't have the money for something, do not buy into it. But if you have all the money in the world, now's the time to do it. I completely agree with some of the people on here. It's only going to go up, I promise. Because things are getting ripped left and right. And there's a lot of product. I talked about that in one of my previous videos. There's a lot of product of Prismatic out there. And some of these others said, that's true. But one day that's going to dry up as well. And the same thing is going to happen. So with this, shout out VaporCell for continuing to just buy Prismatic left and right, because that is going to look like a genius move in 3 or 4 years, or even less than that probably. And he's going to have so much capital and so many boxes of that, and he's going to have it for a long time because he's doing the right thing, because he realizes in this market it's not going to do anything but go up because he has a scarce asset for the future. He knows, he trusts himself, he has good knowledge, he's stuck to his process, he's sticking to his process, and he's making it work, and that is what it's about. So with that, that's all I wanted to say. We're going to be getting back into the regular content schedule. I haven't posted in a little while. Needed some time away, had a lovely time. Be sure to stick around, like this video, follow along for more, leave a comment, let me know what you guys are thinking, and teach me something that I don't know. We'll see you in the next one.